Welcome to the Gear Tech podcast, where we go through the gears and what's happening in the world of technology and the gear that helps you in your day-to-day life. Grab a chair, sit down with us, get comfy. Before I get on, this is our first episode, so feels like an explanation is needed. This is a relaxed affair. There's no rush, there's no panic. We will discuss some of the key things that are happening in tech, but we're also going to be quite ballsy and stamp our own authority here on things that we care about. We're going to give our own opinion on stuff, and why not? Right? This is our show. We can do whatever the hell we like. Okay. To start with, this is just me and you on the other side of the lens, and there's going to be quite a lot changing very soon. So the first episode is just me and you. We're going to cover what's happening in the month, all the key things that happened in August, and it's been quite a busy one for this month. But as we pick up the pace, I'll be bringing in some of my friends around the world in the world of tech to talk about the new gadgets, the new stuff, all the things that help us get through our day-to-day lives with technology. And it'll be great. We're going to be either having people phone in, people maybe traveling in here and coming to join me in my cozy little space here, or I'll go to them and we'll have a session where we'll record a two-way or three-way conversation. I can't wait for that. It'll be really exciting. This is going to be wicked. I can't wait. We'll be doing live streams as well. Hell yeah. We're going to be doing some virtual reality live streams. Or is that not a thing? I'm told that's not a thing. But we'll be doing some cool stuff. Yeah. More importantly, we're going to have some fun. In the adapted words of Vivian Whitnell, showing my age here, I demand to have some fun. Okay. Never mind. Right. Let's get on with the show and what's in store for you today, because it's a packed session. It's going to have quite a lot to cover. This has been another very busy month in tech, right? Last month we had the month of camera releases. If you've seen my previous videos, you see one of them it talks about July and the craziness that was July. But this month, August, it's been a mixture of flagship smartphones and mainly by Samsung. Some lawsuits, conversation as well. And in our own world of tech, we had the mother of all security breaches. It's all good now. It's bad that it happened, but it's a good reminder for us. But let's start with the new smartphone releases, right? This is our first topic. And how not to start with Samsung. Their Note device, the Galaxy 20 or Note 20 and the 20 Ultra are incredible, really. And you probably seen it online, lots of amazing videos about it. They had a great event online as well. The Note 20 was a bit unfairly dubbed the Galaxy Note 20. It's effectively a cut down version of the big brother 20 Ultra. Yes, the display on the Ultra is out of this world, right? It's everything you want, and for the technology available out there is everything you want on a display. From what I can see on the reviews online, Samsung have definitely delivered again in the sheer quality of the display. They're really good at doing that. They've done that last year and the years before. I remember going back to the Galaxy S6 or whatever, 6 Edge, I think it was. I remember that screen being quite ahead of the game, and they kept that trend. They're very good on that, and again in 2020 seem to have delivered on that again. But a key highlight for me was that not many people are talking about the obvious, and I hate to be that guy, right? Because like the previous notes, whenever I saw one, my first thought was, this thing is not a phone, it's not a tablet. This person either has a very tiny hand or they have a massive phone. And yeah, it is what it is. It's a massive phone. I'm sorry, Note fans. I'm not a Note fan personally. I like the device. I don't think it's for me because I tend to use my phone more as a phone, quite old-fashioned in that way. I rarely play games or watch movies on my phone. I'd use my tablet for that most of the time. So I think this device will be more suitable to people who are commuting or have a use case that allows them to take advantage of that bigger screen. Now, here's something that I'm really looking forward to. The Galaxy Z or Z Fold 2 5G. Rumor has it that this will be released next week. By the time you're watching this, it'll probably already be released. Early September 2020, basically. I'm actually really looking forward to this one. As I said, it's gonna be $2,000, give or take. Can I afford it? Sure. I just need to Google something real quick. Just bear with me here. How much? Good news. Sounds like I can afford it. And they have a really nice portfolio of devices in 2020, making a really strong case if you are looking for an alternative to Apple devices. Yeah, the Samsung portfolio of devices is something not to be ignored this year. Not to mention their other new gadgets. The Galaxy Watch 3, the Galaxy Tab S7 and the S7 Plus. Those, I mean, the screens on those are even like, they're out of this world. And the S20 series, which again are amazing. And how could I forget the buds, that shiny thing? It's so shiny, but again, good quality. Lots of reviews on YouTube as well. We've also had news on the Xiaomi Mi 10 Ultra. I think that's how you pronounce it. These guys, they're pulling all stops, right? They're literally just they've thrown the kitchen sink at the problem. It's not a problem, but you know the expression. It's only just launched in China on the 16th of August, so literally just 2 weeks ago. Boy, what a device. 120 Hz refresh rate on that display. The display itself is a 10-bit color display. 120 watts wired charging. What does that mean? Well, it can charge a huge 4,500 milliamps per hour battery in about 40 minutes. And the camera has, you guessed it, 120 times AI, artificial intelligence, super zoom. And those are just the key features. There seems to be a lot more. The device has a list as long as my arm of new advanced features that I can see myself doing a dedicated video just on the Xiaomi. It is said to cost around $765 for the lower spec version. So really good entry price for a device that's fantastic. The different versions will vary between 8 gig RAM and 16 gig RAM, and storage from 128 gig and 256 as well as 512 gig. Really good options there, varying prices of course. The last smartphone I'd like to call out for this month's roundup is the OnePlus 8. I was really looking forward to it. This phone has set the bar reasonably high again for affordable flagships. Don't really like the term flagship because, you know, it can be subjective to a company rather than, you know, what it really means. But you know, what it really means is the top of the range. It's the cheapest 5G phone actually in lots of different countries. So in some people's view, they may actually have cut down a few key features that cause us to ask ourselves, is this really a top of the range? Is this really a flagship phone? We love the OnePlus for many of the kind of affordability aspect of it. So this one is being quite a bit more expensive than its predecessor. That can cause some issues to their customers. Yeah, remains to be seen. We shall see what will happen there. The OnePlus 8 has a Pro version, which includes a telephoto lens and wireless charging. The OnePlus 8 has actually quite a good set of features. It packs the latest Snapdragon 865, 8 gig or 12 gig of RAM, and a decent size 4,300 milliamp per hour battery. They've also released a mid-range option, the OnePlus Nord, which actually has a few flagship specs. The camera quality, for example, being one of those. So check that out if you're after a mid-range phone that is cheaper than, you know, your Samsungs and Apples. Have a look at the Nord because it's a really good phone. There's some great reviews online as well on that, so check it out. The big question for me, and I'm not going to shy away from it, right, is would you buy one of these phones that I've just talked about or the iPhone SE? I guess it will come down to priorities. And what I mean by that is, do you prioritize the Apple ecosystem, or do you prioritize sort of the big flagship style features and specs? If you prioritize the features and specs, then OnePlus can be the phone for you, right? It's got loads of features. It hasn't got the badge, right? Samsung or Apple, but the features are incredible. Actually, is the Apple ecosystem a real thing anyway? I mean, yeah, when you look at the apps that most people use, like Spotify, Google, Gmail, kind of Google Photos and Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, the usual sort of social stuff, there's little to argue, right? That ecosystem, what is it? I mean, the AirDrop is a great feature, and I love that. I can see that has been the case for me at least to hold up, because I've got Apple Mac, an iPad, and an iPhone. So the AirDrop feature for me is a killer. I haven't even thought about getting an Android just because I can't lose that feature. Now, that feature is available on Android now, so my personal reasons for staying with Apple are becoming less and less compelling. But let me know in the comments down below if you are an Apple iPhone user, having seen some of the phones that I just talked about, the amazing Android phones that Samsung released, and the ones that I talked, Xiaomi and OnePlus. Are you thinking, deep down, are you thinking of moving to an Android device? Let me know in the comments. And if so, which one? Which one have really caught your eye? I can tell which one caught my eye and which one I would kind of go towards if I was to move from an iPhone, but I want to know what you think. If you're on the other side, if you're an Android user, are you waiting deep down? Be honest. Are you waiting and holding on to kind of look at the new iPhones that are being released soon, whenever that comes out? Are you looking at them as a new iPhone, as a new phone? Let me know in the comments. Right, a new topic for today, talking about Apple and their Epic devices. See what I did there? There's been a huge fight between Apple and Epic Games. You probably know this, you probably read it. If you haven't, a current lawsuit brought by Epic Games against Apple is the reason for this battle royale. Stop it. Bit of background, right? For those who don't know, Epic Games own the Fortnite franchise. It's a big game, very popular worldwide, so sort of incredible. For the last 2 years, I think 2 years, they've been incredible. They made quite a lot of money. They're very popular. Pretty much every kid that you speak to will know that game. They sell their games through Apple's App Store, like many other game developers. They do that, and Google Play. Both Apple and Google charge 30% of the revenue of items that are sold within the game. So, these are things that you buy. They're called in-app purchases. So every time you buy coins or you buy some of the currency of the game, they sell that and they make their money. They make 30% on that. That's a big cut. Epic Games are challenging Apple and Google for that huge cut, and I believe for other reasons as well, like not applying the same policy to people like Netflix or Amazon Prime. So where are we now? Epic Games, around the middle of August, made a change to Fortnite that would allow players to actually buy V-Bucks. V-Bucks is like a currency in the game, and you could buy 20% cheaper if you bought directly from Epic Games. Playing the game, you run out of cash, right? You're gonna buy like a new gun or a new costume, whatever it is that you buy in the game. Epic Games started to offer that same amount of V-Bucks for 20% cheaper if you bought directly from them. And that's a huge circumvention to Apple's and Google's store policies. You can't sell stuff and undercut them, basically. So that's what Epic Games are trying to do in the background. And this was a very kind of orchestrated move by Epic Games. They were ready for this. There was an ad release pretty much hours afterwards. So very orchestrated, very thought, that they thought about this. They did it on purpose because they knew Apple would block them. And within hours of them making that change to the game, allowing people to buy V-Bucks cheaper, the game was blocked within hours by Apple and Google for violating their store policies. What I ask is this the beginning of the end for the domination of App Store and Google Play? Grab some popcorn, things are about to get real, I think, on this one. Personally, I think if they're going to charge 30% for all in-app purchases, then they should be consistent, right? There should be no favoritism. As a customer, though, I'm secretly hoping that this revolutionizes the industry so that more options are made available, so that you and me as customers can benefit. I think whenever there's competition, we can make our own choices as to where we can buy these apps from, and where to add the in-app purchases from. More competition, as history has shown, is always going to be better for us, the customers. Sorry, Tim. Quick reminder, guys. I'm nearing 100 subscribers. I'm at 99 subscribers at the time of recording, which for me is amazing. I know for a lot of channels out there, this is a tiny, a drop in the ocean. But for me, it's huge. I've only just started YouTube in 2020, and I will be giving away something to celebrate my 100 sub. I appreciate every single one of you. I think it's great that I've got 100 people that have followed me so far in my journey, and I think it's great. I think, and I appreciate all of you. I'm really happy to have this audience, and I hope I can continue to give you good content. That's how I was on. It's 1:15 in the morning right now, and I'm recording this. But as long as I can find the time and the energy to record stuff for you, I'll keep doing it. So stay tuned by following me on Twitter and Instagram for more details on the giveaway. I'll put the links to my profiles in the description. And finally, if you like my stuff but haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Just kidding. Right, let's move on. I think this one's dead. This camera's dead. Let's move on. New topic. Okay. I think this is it's an interesting one because we're not really changing the subject. We're staying with Apple here. iPhone 12. The amount of leaks, oh my gosh, this month has seen a hell of a lot of leaks. Even I have a leak. Well, I had a leak in my kitchen. People get really excited about leaks, right? They seem to be, I don't know, there's something about it, and right now seems to be the leak season as well. Every day there's like dozens of leaks out there. I see why we get attracted to those things. We like tech. I'm constantly reading stuff about tech, and we like to know what's coming. If we find out something that's coming before it's officially announced, there's something about that. There's something cool about, ooh, we know your secrets now. I get it. At the same time, there's quite a lot of other things to worry about. The skeptic in me believes that some of these companies are now using leaks as a marketing tool. So I can't prove it, right? I don't have any of the facts on this. Could be totally fake news by me here. So don't go hating on me. It's just my feeling as how I feel. Yeah, these alleged leaks feel very fishy to me. Anyway, having said all that, at the time of recording, there's no news on the iPhone 12. No leaks. I mean, there are lots of people saying it'll be released on this date or that date on 2021 even. No one can really tell me when the iPhone 12 will be released. And you know what? It'll be normally around early September, about now. But it's 2020, so anything can happen. Yeah, it's a big year for other reasons. And you know what? Who cares? I can't afford it anyway. So I'd love an upgrade, to be honest with you. But there are more important things in the world right now than caring too much about a phone release date. On a serious note, what are the upgrades though that we should expect and want to see as a customer? 5G support. It's not a major deal because, let's face it, unless you're in a town center or near a town center, which I don't live near a town center, the chances are, like me, you're not going to benefit from 5G speeds for a while. 5G as a technology uses radio spectrum that is very different to 4G. In essence, it means that they will need a lot more antennas, and it's not a simple upgrade. It's not just replacing some gear from the previous 4G network. Nonetheless, you like to enjoy 5G at some point in the near future when you go to work or when you travel around. So it's an important feature. So I think that's a really good one. Hopefully they won't ignore that one, and that's almost a given. That will be in the iPhone 12 across all the models. One of the most talked about and leaked features is the 120 Hz refresh rate. Will they give it? Will they not have it? I mean, it's been a is generating a lot of conversations in the tech world, is surely something we'll all expect from Apple, maybe at least in the Pro version, but who knows, right? Nothing's 100%, especially this year. Nothing's 100% confirmed. I'd love to see that on the new iPhone, but I hope they give that across the board as well, not just on the Pro versions. Another one that's key for me is the video recording capabilities. It's, I love the 4K 60 frames per second. I really enjoy using that. I use that a lot for my videos. But they found in iOS 14, I said they, one of the leakers online, in the iOS 14 source code, apparently, that it will have a 4K at 240 frames per second option. And at 120 frames per second option as well. That's incredible. Just imagine the slow-mos that you'll be able to do on that device. Price-wise, we expect similar to 2019 releases actually, with $700 for the lower spec and $999 for the Pro, $1,099 for the Pro Max. New topic for today, Microsoft Surface Duo. Now, here's something that almost slipped under the radar. This device, being something we've been waiting for a while, and we didn't really know what was going to come, but they're not calling it a phone or a tablet. They're calling it a communication device. Whatever it is, it seems to be an impressive device actually. From looking at some of the material online, lots of promises in terms of multitasking on those lovely dual screens. It seems to be quite thin, quite light, but for me, it does disappoint in the processing power. I'm really not happy about that because it has an older processor. It has the Snapdragon 855 chipset, not 65. So it's last year's spec really, and only 6 gig of RAM. Come on, the Galaxy Fold, for example, already on the market, has 12 gig of RAM, so double the amount of memory. Not a bad price at $1,399, considering the Fold 2 is looking like a $2,000 minimum. Right. Final section here of our lovely podcast, our first episode. Right, this section is called the Gear Tech Creator Shoutouts. In this section, I'll draw your attention to the world of tech and cool creators that are really making a difference. Creators that have caught my eye this month and they've done something inspiring. So first up, a small creator here. This guy doesn't seem to know much about YouTube. Casey, what's his name here? Casey Neistat. Anyway, he liked my tweet about his Casio watch the other day, and for that I give you, Casey, a big shout out. I mean, we all need some support in growing our channels. On a serious note, there are 5 creators that really inspired me this month. You should go to check them out because they're just incredible. Incredible guys. They're on Twitter as well as YouTube, so I'll put a link in the description. And apologies guys if I'm totally butchering your names. I'll do my best, right? So Saren, Tekarus, Adwite, I think that's how you say it, Tech PhD, and G Dixon. So these are the 5 guys that this month in August 2020 have really caught my eye. There are dozens, hundreds of new content creators out there that I can't cover them all here, but I'd like to give a shout out to some of them. And to start with, these are the 5 shout outs for August. This month, these guys in one way or another really inspired me. Their dedication, grit, and sheer hard work, or maybe it was just something that they've done this month that made me realize there's hope in the future of the internet. Okay, they really inspired me, so I raise a glass. Here's to you, fellas. And let me know in the comments if you'd like me to expand a little bit more in this section. Would you like me to kind of go into their channels, these new channels that I've discovered in more detail, guys and girls that are doing great stuff on YouTube? Do you want me to kind of delve into a little bit more detail? Do you want me to kind of bring them into the podcast as guests? Because that's something that I'll definitely be doing. But in this section, do you want me to kind of bring them in as well? I'll be doing live streams, as I said, so maybe that will work in that section. Let me know what you think down below. Right guys, a bit of a new style to today's video. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please tell the lovely people at YouTube, the usual. Click on the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. That would really help me and it would be much appreciated as well. Have a great day. Have a great rest of the week. If you're watching this at the weekend, have a great weekend, and see you in the next video or episode. Bye. Okay, that should be the code for the microphones. Come on, do a proper one. Come on. That was a good one.